Back in this thing.
Yeah.
Hi guys, what's up? How you been?
Oh God.
We back. It's been a while, but
It has,
Definitely has.
we got Kel sitting down, not behind the camera for
Senor
once.
Joyce.
Cowboy Kale, aka R Parks, but not Parks.
Oh God.
Oh God.
So weak. But you already know what's going on. This is going to be another episode of the
Four.
podcast.
The
I'm
Four.
with my brothers, my kings, my day ones here.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and do the quick intros, and we're going to get into some topics that we got. It's been a while since our last episode with Domo, which if you haven't checked that out, please
With
go back
who?
and watch. Domo.
Domo? This nigga
Domo.
said Domo.
My bad, Domo. My fault. My fault, Domo. If you in there, I don't know if you in there.
Domo.
Man, I always gotta correct somebody. Say that.
It's my
Always gotta
job.
correct somebody.
It's my
Correct
job.
yourself.
Oh
Say
God.
that.
But that's another story for
That's
another
another
day.
story. Well, go ahead down the line, brother. Start with you, and we're gonna get these intros out the way.
It's your boy Super Saiyan Jerdo in this piece. Back in here with another one.
See, this is clutch.
Cheese. All
My
right.
bad. I know I'm interrupting. We got mics now that we got hooked up to it, so
Yeah.
I don't have to tell people to speak up because now Adam has his own mic.
Everybody-
He has his own mic. I have my own mic. He has his own
I
mic.
got my own mic
So
too. I know y'all
it's
hear me.
up. Hopefully the audio sounds good for y'all.
Let us know what it sounds like in the comments down below when this video come out.
But anywho, you know who it is. It's your boy DJ ASAP Jubilant in the cut like Neosporin. Stop making that face. I know. I actually am a DJ now because I be curating the playlist at QCR. So you sir can suck a black. You know what? I was gonna say something
I was
off the
just
wall.
saying, is he
Nah,
DJ
tell him
guys?
Nah, I was trying to say something really outlandish.
Tell him
I don't
It's
know.
cool. You know what?
I don't
We gonna move
know.
on.
It's your boy Cowboy Kel in here. You know, I'm back with it. You can call me Parks, but I'm not Parks.
Where did that come from? What was Parks? Why they call it?
Because I'm
Parks-
always behind the mic saying
Parks-
something.
no, yeah.
You don't watch the Joe
You don't
Budden
watch the Joe Budden
podcast, man.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah, that's
oh,
what-
You don't watch Joe Budden?
Not for
You
real.
never heard of
Joe Budden?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm weak.
I've seen his podcast.
And
a
Abbott
few times,
Elementary
but not
reference-
deep enough
reference-
Oh God! Oh
to
God!
Basically,
know
they're-
that's
Basically,
the
he's
thing.
like he's like the main engineer. He for the longest time he was always the voice sitting behind the camera, but he was never on the camera. But now they recently upgraded their studios, and now he's been on camera a lot more.
Grammy
So, like,
nominated.
Grammy nominated too.
That's hot.
He's Grammy nominated.
Shout out.
Shout out Parks.
Dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big fans, Joe Budden. You see this ever? Big fans.
Yeah,
But yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah, but yeah, no, but yeah, he was always the voice behind the camera, so
Yeah.
All right.
that's why we make that reference because he's the guy behind the camera.
You learn something new every day.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? But it's your boy TJ back in this again as well.
And last but not least, it is I, Jacoby, aka your friendly neighborhood Snorlax. And we got some good shit today, y'all. We got some good shit today.
For sure.
Let's get into it. So, my brother Adam has a good topic for us to discuss. Or who idea was it? Was your idea? Oh, my fault. Girl, I'm gonna give him this
I can see
credit.
where I
But
stand.
Adam do have a good idea as well.
Adam does
but
have a good topic.
Malik has the. Well, my bad. Let me give the credit to Sir ASAP Jew,
Oh God.
You know that's.
and I'll let him kick it off.
But all right, so boom. Everybody on this couch is above the age of 25,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, or just in this vicinity. So I wanted to ask you, gentlemen, how have you guys been navigating y'all mid-20s? Because obviously, well, except for Jacob, technically speaking, he's about to enter here. He's in his late 20s with being 27. I know. Oh wait,
Both of them.
y'all
I'm both of
27.
them.
Damn.
You an old nigga, and you washed up.
Damn. So yeah, I'm in the last year of my mid-20s. So it's Tim really like the last few months of his, and
In
damn,
May.
so y'all.
Yeah.
So yeah, how do y'all feel like y'all been navigating y'all mid-20s as compared to y'all early 20s? Because I ain't gonna lie, y'all know we was big OTR every weekend,
Lord.
big treehouse every weekend.
Oh,
And-
Damn, but that's
Oh,
a
no.
loaded topic.
That's
I
definitely
mean,
a loaded
it's loaded,
topic.
but we can go about it in so many different ways as compared
Yeah.
to.
So who wants to start it off?
I was gonna say.
Yeah, you start off.
Yeah,
since
your
you-
topic.
right,
You
that's
start
right.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
so how do
yeah.
you no, but like no, just like because I feel like if you brought it up, so like how do you feel about like where you at and like how you've navigated it?
I feel like my mid-20s have definitely been a lot harder than what I thought they would be. Because at this point, I'd be like, all right, cool. I got, this career set up. I can do these things with this budget. And I can a lot with these hobbies and this time off and this extra amount of cash. But honestly, same shit as I was 21, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it is what it is. Just kind of got to wake up every day and know that I am blessed. Yes. But yeah, so as far as that though, even just looking at some of my hobbies I had when I was 21 as compared to now, yes, I know people have always said, "Malik, you got a drinking problem." You be drinking a lot. I really don't. I really don't. But
What you drinking on right now?
Anywho, I was like back then when I felt like I had like less responsibilities, I was definitely more willing to like go turn up, go be in the club, if you will, all the time. And now it's crazy because me and Blake, shout out to my boy B Scotty,
Shout out.
we had a conversation a while back, and I was like, bro, I am at the age now where I really don't have to be around a bunch of people to have a good time. I don't want to go to the bar and wait 30 minutes and have to yell my way to get a drink.
No,
I just want to go in, sit down, get my drink, and converse with the person next to me without screaming like this.
See,
Yeah.
and I've been on that wave, like when y'all was going to like drinkery and shit.
What's
Yeah, I've also been on that wave as well.
Yeah, I don't necessarily
soda
like the crowded spots and shit. You know.
Soda pop?
So, but honestly, since in my mid-20s, I wasn't going out a lot. So now I can say I actually go out. I've gone out more than I normally have. You know, going to bars, maybe going out. You know, if the guys say they're going to do something, I might go out. You know, show my face.
Right.
Trying to get out more.
Let me ask you something. Do you feel like if you had a reliable vehicle, do you think you would have been out more?
No. I like my space. I like being to myself. I don't necessarily. I don't like going out like that. Like the every blue moon going to meet up. Like when we did the football, whatever.
Bowling.
Yeah,
That was
when we
fun.
did that,
Whatever
yeah.
you want to call it.
like
That was fun.
you know, some like at least once a week, maybe two
Yeah.
times a month type shit. You know, that's probably about it. But other than that, I stay in the house.
So give me a nice cold Modelo. Give me a basketball game.
Hey, if they want to
Kick back
sponsor
on the
me.
couch.
Honestly, though, I'm
They
not
wanna
mad at
sponsor,
that,
I'm here.
man.
I ain't mad at it either.
So, yeah, like I ain't mad at it either. I think Malik, when you start explaining like how you felt like about your mid-20s, I felt a lot of parallels in the sense of like shit was always like I felt like, oh, I got this, I got that, and I got this. I'm like in a settled, stable place right now, and then like life just happens and shit kind of like just throws it. And I think for me, the mid-20s is a lot of reconstruction, both outwardly and inwardly. If that's internally and external, I should have just said that. That's the better wordplay. But I definitely think that like even in terms of going out, I got to move at my own pace. Like I know what I want to do and I know what I don't want to do. So it's just like, and it's like, because it's like for me, it's just like, okay, if I go out at this time, I'm gonna be home by this time. That's just like now for me. Now it's just like, okay, cool. Couple 2.5 hours, unless we get turned wicked, then it could be out longer. But that don't usually be the case. I think it just comes down to like you kind of start understanding like what it is you do like, what it is you don't like. How Kale said, I only like to go out a couple of times in a week, something like that. That's cool. Somebody like maybe a little bit more often because I'm kind of like in the middle where it's like I don't want to go out all the time, but like I always don't want to be in the house because at that point it's just like I need to get out and do something, even if it's just like and that's why it's like the biggest part is just like trying to find new stuff that I want to do by myself because I recently went out by myself like last weekend. That was a little weird because it was just like it's just me.
Yeah.
But I mean I made the
There's
best.
a lot of people that do that.
Yeah,
actually.
but there's a lot of people that do that, so I'm trying to get more comfortable with that. So it's just like, I get it.
Honestly, what did you do?
Basically, I ended up going to Penn's. That was that night where Jay and the niggas thought I was going to be out with them when that was never the case. I just went to Penn's. I literally went to Penn's, and then I ended up going to QCR real quick and chilling for a little bit. You know, just got a couple drinks. A couple people was there, Morgan and her people, and I was just like just talking with them, chilling. And it's just like cool. And like now, after I got my two more drinks, I was like, all right, cool. Get in the car, took my ass to Waffle House, got my food, drove my ass home, ate the food, watched some TV, out.
What time was that when you got home?
I got one like 1.
That's not bad.
Oh, true.
That's kind of where I've been at, like, because 21 me, I was out all the time. I had a spot every day, damn near, except like Sunday. I had a Monday spot, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday spot, Saturday, and still was going to work like right after, like the next day. But now I'm at the point where I'm like telling myself, like, you don't have to stay out 2 a.m. every time, or you know, you don't have to be out the whole night. You can literally, just stay out till 12:30. Like, I'd be cool just off of that sometimes, like almost 1, and call it a night. Like, now I'm at the point where I'm like, I want to get food.
Plus,
I don't want to have to wait on trying to figure out what I'm about to go
and that's
to eat when everything about to
And that's
close.
another thing too, because when I say going out, it doesn't always necessarily mean like late in the evening.
Yeah.
Either it doesn't mean late in the evening either. Like,
yeah, but yeah, I'm just like, you know, I don't have to stay out like every time at night and whatnot. But besides that, like, definitely being in the mid-20s or is like almost, well, we have a saying in our friend group is niggas pushing 30.
Pushing 30.
You know what I'm saying? And some people, it's like, that's still young. I'm still young. But it's like, it is. You know what I'm saying? But you're not who you, well, for some people, you're not 21 anymore. Like, 20.
Be active.
Like, I'm approaching 27.
You've hit the
Like,
next level.
I'm realizing I am getting older. I am noticing things different about myself and my body and things that I'm like used to be able to do. I'm like, oh, okay, this is something I might have to chill on, or maybe certain things that I might want to like look into. So going out is like something I always enjoy doing, but now I'm learning how to limit what is going out now. Like, now I don't necessarily have to go to, like what Malik said, like I don't have to go to a club. Like, I'm honest, I've been cool on clubs for a while now. I really just like a chill setting and just vibe and meet just cool people and just engage in interaction.
Always a loud, crowded
That's where I'm at.
environment.
If I'm in a loud,
Sound
crowded
like
environment,
noise
I'm not
now.
staring there that long. Like, I'm probably only in there for like a 30 minutes most, and like, and then if I am in there, I'm going somewhere where it's like in Drinkery. I go in the back outside. I never stay in the crowd because there's too much going on.
They be smoking cigarettes back there. I ain't with that.
I mean, hey, it be chilling back there when they don't want to be on BS, but you know that's
Man,
but
that's what I was about to
that's a
say.
whole other story. But besides that, but, you know, there's other things also I've been realizing in my 20s that is not just related to going out. I know Adam has probably a whole lot more with him
I was gonna
being
say,
a husband and a father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how has it been for you
let's talk about
looking back at 21 and now you're 27?
So honestly, for me, I've always like had a lot of responsibility. So it's like I never really was the going out type. I would go out with the niggas, but I'm not much of a going out type anyway. So a lot of my mid-20s has been learning myself and like understanding how I think, why I think the way I think. And I don't know if it's like just me, but like of course we're still young, but as you're getting older, it kind of makes you feel like it's like a little rush, but it's not a rush because we're still figuring out what we want to do, what we want to be in life. So it's just kind of like, like I said, it might just be me, but I feel like, damn, I'm getting close to 30. Like, do I need to be doing something more with my life because I'm young? Because like you would think like
every day.
you see something like, so for example, these new rappers, like for example, Yeet, he's 22.
20.
He's 22.
Oh, okay.
And he's doing all this, so he has so much more room to grow. Because of course, he probably doesn't have the same like experience in life as us, but he figured something out at a younger age. So just thinking of stuff like that makes me think like, so where do my mind need to be for me to progress the way I want to? But at the same time, that's not always good. So you see a lot of people like that run into problems like, oh, they still getting in trouble because obviously if we got rich or something, we gon' smart decision, put money where it need to be, and not just blow it and have fun. So
Some people.
it's right. Some
Say for
people.
everybody.
So age isn't necessarily like a determinant factor for that. But I would say my 20s has definitely been a lot of self-reflection because it's more so trying to get to where you want to go in life and the best way to navigate that because things aren't going to stay the same.
and
Yeah, I agree.
So
and I agree with you because I've also like I kind of have like I've also had that like internal like not I don't want to I see why you said a rush, but more so I think it's just like I think it's I would like to put it as putting your age into the perspective of somebody else. This is like, damn, you got into a point where I would want to, but you did it X amount of years before I did, or X amount of years that I am.
I feel like
In
that
certain
has
cases,
something to do with our parents though.
it does.
At 30, our parents
not
wouldn't
even-
have had us.
I wouldn't even. I would not say from the parents. I would say from how you are brought up and who you are brought up around. Because a lot of times it's not always necessarily your parents. Because sometimes I know people that like oh I saw where my parents at when they were that age. I don't want to be that. I want to be above that.
Yeah.
So now, so it's not always about your parents, like directly your parents. It's just whoever you're growing up around, whatever you may see on the media, whatever it may be. Like it could be just that one time, that one person. Like, damn, okay, let's. My brain now, I'm like, okay, what's my A, B, and C to get that?
Right.
What do I need? You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but at the same time, I do still worry about it. But I'm trying not to let it influence me as much because and this kind of going back to a conversation that we had a few weeks back of just like everybody has their own pace.
Yeah, it's not a race.
Everybody has
it's
their
not
own
a
pace.
race.
Everybody has their own pace, and they have their own pathway. We just don't know what it is because it's not laid out for us right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of those people, like with artists and stuff coming up now, it's just like
They found
they gotten to that point, but now the pathway that's being laid out in front of them could be completely different than what they either intended or even wanted to go.
Right.
Man, look at Lil Pump. I literally just see something about it today, and it was like, bro, 5 years ago, Lil Pump was on top of the world, and now look at him. Look,
Well, he dropped a new song with Smoke Purple.
Anywho,
apparently.
you see what Cole said, man.
Who listening to that?
Cole said,
Our
we'll see.
cameraman.
I am.
What?
Our cameraman.
Lil Pump the Finesser.
Relax.
Anyway.
Relax.
But yeah, man, just look at that. And even just kind of what you were saying, everybody does have their different path and pace. 'Cause I have, like, for example, I got a friend that just moved to New York. I got a friend that just moved to Seattle. I got a friend that just moved, two friends that just moved to San Francisco. People I know are just doing career moves across the country. And I'm like, dang, man, like, where am I at? And I know I moved out of town for a minute. That was cool, but it wasn't, like, really what I wanted to do. It was just something I took as an opportunity to do it. Because I was like, you know, you never know what this could pan out to be. But now I'm like, I'm back here, and it feels like not necessarily a failure, but a hard-ass life lesson. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
So,
super step
to add to what everyone's been saying, because y'all been bringing up some really good points, I think one problem that we may have, a lot of people have, is we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and it kind of go to like what Adam was saying with the whole time thing, and another issue we have is we compare our lives to other people's lives when we don't always know what everyone goes through. Yes, someone may be in a step above, but we don't know what they went through to even probably get to where they're at, and they probably still trying to get that shit figured out. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember talking to Blake about him trying to learn working in New York, living in New Jersey, because he don't got a car. He's trying to figure out how to commute to work. He has to catch a bus because it's so expensive, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just one example, but that's like some things I try to tell myself is like my life, and you know, there are times where I'm like, man, I feel like I should be here at this point. I'm seeing this guy doing this, but then I have to remind myself, like, bro, I'm not them. Like, there was something that happened for them that got them to where they're at. And to be honest, everything doesn't always look like it's gold. It may look like it because the media and social media portrays it. Because again, one thing we have to remind ourselves is people only talk about their success online.
Right.
People don't want to talk about their failures. People don't want to talk about the hard stuff they had to go through to get to where they at. That's what we don't see.
They failed to get to that point.
Exactly. And they probably still working on it. So that stuff I try to remind myself and just be like, look, like, I got to do what's best for me. You know, I may not have my own place yet. Some people be like, oh, well, men that don't got their own spot at this age is boys. And it's like, I ain't got to that point yet, but I'm not beating myself up about it. I'm just more, and most people I talk to, they have their own place by this age. It's like, bro, if you can get that off for as long as you can, do it.
Please.
God, save your money.
Do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because some people I know don't have that opportunity due to their issues with their parents or, you know, stuff at home. They just like, bro, I can't, like, I love my parents, but I can't be around them like that. Like, I'm at an age now.
With their parents and got kids with it too.
See, I don't want to be on that level, but hey, to each his own. But what I'm trying to get to is, you know, we all have our own journeys and what we want to get to. But like, again, it all comes about what Adam's like, it's not a race. Right. And just because we're turning 30, like, there's 30-year-olds still figuring it out. There's 40-year-olds that's still figuring it out. They don't even know.
Boy, I know a few.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, there's people twice our age that still ain't even got everything together themselves. So it's like, you kind of, yes. So it's like, you want to put not a lot of pressure on yourself, but you do want to have a mindset of, I want to be able to do this by this time frame. However, if it doesn't happen, let me have a fallback plan. Yeah. Or at least look at the little goals that you've accomplished so far, because there's things that you've done that others is probably look at you and jealous about.
Yep. So with that being said, I have a question.
Go ahead.
And I feel like this is a good segment for the how you navigate your 20s, and we were talking about this in the car. Your affiliation with other people, like your friends, or who you choose to keep in your circle. How does that affect your life?
In
It affect
a lot of different ways, and it can affect you in ways that a lot of people don't even realize are happening.
Facts.
And I think and this is something that I'm learning, is that really just if you're thinking about the base of the people that you interact with, I think once you get into a certain point in age, you know the kind of people that you want to have around you. But you might have friends that you've known since 4+, 5+ years, that because y'all been friends for so long, you've kind of kept, like, I won't say like a shield, but like you kind of like however they conduct themselves, just like, oh, I know that's just how he is, or that's how they are.
So what do you consider to be a friend then? Because everyone can have a different definition of that. Because
that's another thing.
For example, y'all, I wouldn't consider y'all friends. I would consider y'all more so like family. Because I have a lot of
tears.
But I have friends that like maybe I don't talk to every day, but like I still would consider them a friend. But again, what do you consider a friend? Because it's based on the relationship too.
So what do you consider
personally
in that scenario that you just said?
So what I consider a friend is someone that personally I would say we've had a good interaction. We made some sort of connection, and
I gotta think about this one. I never thought.
And I don't know. You got to know the real me slightly. Like you've broken the outer surface of my typical being around people.
Niggas have gotten past the what's up, bro.
You were not
literally that's still very far from me, because I consider a lot of people friends, but I'm not close with a lot of people. I don't have a lot of close friends.
Okay. Then that's the okay. So
it's levels to this shit.
It's levels to it.
There's multiple levels to this shit. And
you got associates.
You went on a
what people would consider associates. That's what I would say. I am friends.
You went to a different level than what I was trying to get to, because I think where I was trying to get to is just like the people that you interact with, they can either affect you in a positive manner or in a negative manner, and that's just more like base level shit that like can go like unnoticed just based on just like how you interact with people. Because
but
like
what would be your red flags in saying, okay, I wouldn't want that as my friend or someone I would consider associating myself with?
And that's the part that's different.
Toxicity.
Okay.
Not even toxicity, but just like not even toxicity, but
it doesn't have to be that all the
time.
It doesn't.
World, that's a big one, because if I consider you a friend,
I'll put it.
Joking around is cool, but
no, not even toxicity. It's more so just like for me as of late, it's just like I have this group of people that I see and hang out with or talk to on a more frequent basis. I have this group over here that I will interact with, but I may not see them that often. And then I have another group where it's just like we'll talk if we talk, but at the same time, I don't dislike y'all. I don't hate y'all, but I don't like y'all over there. Yeah. And it comes down just like how often am I placing myself in these different categories? And when I do place myself in these categories, do I feel like I'm gaining something from this, or do I feel like this is kind of like pulling me back in the direction that I'm not trying to go, with me wanting to go with however I may feel or mentally? That is what it is. So it's just like for me, it's become a concept of moderation for me as of late. I'm trying to do everything with moderation, from work, going to work, hanging out with people, doing daily chores, doing daily tasks, going to the gym. Like everything's in moderation right now, and I'm still trying to figure that out. And I think that when you put yourself into something that I'm just may not like, if it's not giving you what you think that you need or want at the moment, then it's just like, how long am I saturating myself in that?
Right.
before I can. And it's just like it's levels to this shit. Damn it.
It's
And it's
levels to
again,
it.
it's not
levels.
always toxic.
No,
It's not always
sometimes-
toxic.
Sometimes friends grow apart.
Yeah.
That's something
That's
that's
another-
it's
that's
not like
another-
y'all got
and
nothing
it's-
against
it's
each other.
very true,
It's
and
just
it-
sometimes
it
you just on a
happens.
different path and they on a different path, and there's just sometimes the path just hasn't crossed. And it's not like we got nothing against each other. Just I've been over here doing this, you've been over here doing that. For me, I'm the type of person. If our last interaction didn't go off bad, then I don't have no problem with you. We can always come back if we want. But at the end of the day, like there are also things that I'm working on. I'm doing. I'm here, and there's certain parts that you hear, or like maybe you here and I'm trying to get here. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it's just up to that person. So it can go a lot of different ways.
Everybody's at a different spot, and it's just
Yeah.
kind of like you want to be able to interact with. It's just like kind of like how can I interact with you to where both of our gauges are at a cool spot. We both at a cool spot. Like I don't know, it's weird.
So what do you
I'm
think,
gonna
Malik?
hit Malik.
I was
I was
saying,
gonna say.
I know.
You feel
My
me?
bad, my bad.
Bars off.
My bad. I'm sorry,
wanna hear
Malik.
what
I'm
Malik-
sorry, Malik.
I was letting it rock. But
No,
me
you good.
personally, my biggest thing is like subject matter. So like, what are our conversations like at this age?
Yeah,
So,
Malik, go ahead, get your bars off.
Yeah, I was just saying subject matter is the conversation that you have with these people because I don't know, like at some point as adults you have to start elevating and thinking toward the future. So obviously, we're gonna reminisce about some of the BS or some of the good days or whatever. But every time I have a conversation with you, it should not be you remember when we used to, or you remember how this used to happen, or all the time. It's like, okay, well, what is it now that we're trying to do so we can make more memories or that we can progress and do more stuff? Because eventually, like, yeah, we're gonna have good times, we're gonna BS, we're gonna say certain stuff, but eventually, I'm gonna have a wife, kids, that
So,
I'm gonna have
yeah.
to worry about. I'm gonna
Why are
have
you working towards that?
bills, have a wife and kids, or
Yeah.
just in general.
Yeah, all that. Like,
Yeah, that's the plan. And I,
He said, I
had
hope
a
so.
conversation with a lot of people.
I hope so.
Yes. But I had a conversation with a few of my friends a while back, and they were like, this is back when I was doing a lot of job search. There's like, the jobs that you are applying for do not determine value in you, which is a true fact. But also, these jobs are helping me determine my financial state, which are able to allow me to begin to do certain other things. Especially like, for example, dating. Dating costs money. You feel me? Like,
It's not always about money
It
though.
doesn't have to be. It's not even about that.
That's just seeing somebody saying that on
Yeah,
rip.
yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure. But it doesn't even have to be about going out all the time, or even if we just saying somebody get hungry, we ain't got no groceries in the crib. Damn, you trying to Uber Eats. That's $35 right there.
I don't even be doing that.
Or I'm just
But
giving
yeah, I
you
know, I'm just like,
examples.
me.
Gas. That takes time. You gotta have all types of other stuff together. So like, I'm saying, getting back to the original point, whatever your subject conversations are like, are you looking for this new job so you can elevate and progress? Are you looking for this new person so you can elevate and progress? Are you looking for this new house to elevate and progress? And if you're not, that is okay. But I just feel like we at this age are too young to be comfortable with certain things, if that makes sense. And it's no against to nobody that does live in their parents' house, but it's a difference between living in your parents' house because you have to or you just don't feel the need to move out. But some people that, I'm pretty sure we got some people that are literally just cool with just being in their mom crib all day, smoking weed, not doing nothing, asking their mom
But-
or their dads for, whatever money they gonna give to do whatever they gotta do. And that's just not.
But then that's still even in that still comes back to how they're brought up and how because again, perspective and viewpoints are different. Not saying that you're wrong at any point, but I guess what the best way I can say this is because yes, that means that you have to put yourself around other people that have a mindset more geared like you, because not everybody is gonna be of the same mindset of you, or they won't get to that same mindset that you have at the same age or around the same time that you are necessarily.
for sure.
Because
Because it's definitely. I would.
How that changed though?
I was about to say it is a basic. But what was you about to say?
That changes the subject matter. Like I said, what are your
Yeah.
conversations like? Because if you hang around, they say you're the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. You know who hang around millionaires? Other billionaires. You know who hang around baseheads? Other baseheads.
But-
you know who hang around?
You hang around
But-
like-minded
And
people.
but again, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm still saying that still comes down to if you're gonna consistently put yourself around people that like okay, this conversation is not about to progress, that they're still gonna be at that past point and not looking to progress at that point, then it's just like, what's the point of still okay, then it's like, okay, I'm gonna leave y'all here. I'm gonna go with the people over here that are also trying to make that progression forward. That's what I'm saying. So it's just like, I see what you're saying, but it's just like if you see that the group that you're with at the current moment isn't trying to make that progression, there's not really much that you can do or say that's going to make them make that progression. They have to make that progression naturally on their own, and that comes with different life experiences. So that means that you need to take that group, put them down, and like, hey, I see y'all over there. Y'all doing that. I'm trying to do that too. Let me go talk to y'all real quick.
With that being said, a lot of people who are in that cycle, I would say that a lot of people are in of just like doing the same things and not progressing. Sometimes you speaking about that to those not like-minded people can turn something on in their brain like, okay, well, maybe I do need to think about this differently. And I won't say it like you said, it's not a race or anything, but I do believe that like if you want to be a certain place in life, you definitely have to shift your mindset, and that also comes with breaking those old cycles, those traumas you may have. You may have to figure out a way to move past those, or at least address them, so you can actually progress as a person.
Yeah,
because you won't progress in life unless you progress as a person.
And that's a fact.
So it's like,
But I guess, okay, so into that, and I'm not trying to like argue this point, but I guess even to that, it's just like, if it does click for some, I will still come, like, for the ones that are still like stuck, I still love y'all. I'm gonna come back. We'll try it again every now and then.
Right.
But at the certain, like, after a while, it's just like, okay, I'm just being. I at some point you got to be like, okay, I'm just being a dead horse here. Like,
yeah.
And then it's just like, I'm just like, and then that just comes like, hey, I love y'all. I believe in y'all, supporting y'all. We're gonna come back every time and check on y'all. But I'm gonna go over there for a little bit.
See,
you see what I'm like?
The type of person I am, I don't put that much into people anyway. So like,
I'm trying
other
not
people
to.
are like, oh, you didn't hear my knowledge I was trying to spit to you. You got it. And I do my own thing.
I'm trying to shift into that a bit. Like, I still try to.
And I
still have my moments where I'm like, I'm still hanging on. It's just like, oh, but I just, you're right there. You're right. Oh God, like, you're right there.
That, yeah,
but
sure.
just like, but
you can't save everybody, bro.
You can't save.
But like I said, I think
can't save nobody. Can't save yourself.
And I think that comes back. You can't save everybody, and that's why I think that's why we had to we had to label this topic navigating, because navigating is different for everybody. Navigation is different for everybody. We all have a different start point. We all have a different pathway. We all have a different end point. Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, we can try to help them, and like we can try to assist them, but it's like he said, like, yeah, our roads are intersecting and cross paths at certain points, but after but at certain points, it's like, hey, I didn't start this path, y'all did. Right. We gonna cross some roads, and I can assist you when we cross some roads, but when we not even cross roads, I love you. I pray for you, support you. Let's get it going.
Knowledge to people, and then or what you said? What is it? Encouraging a different way of thinking.
Yes.
And
yes.
Like with one of our conversations we had in the chat, and one of our friends said somebody was weird for liking something, and I said it's weird to be different. And then it was a whole start from there.
See that you can't do that in the chat. You can't do that in the chat.
I'm just saying.
But
he's just bringing an example.
I'm just trying to encourage a different way of. But you see, some people got without. Okay, that's just different. It don't make it weird. Just because somebody likes it. See,
no, so here's my thing. Weird means different things to different people.
That's also true.
Because weird is just outside of the norm.
Yep.
That's what's considered weird.
And I brought this up. What's normal?
The majority, whatever the majority says. And I'm not saying that's set in stone, but that's what everybody's preconceived notion of.
But that's your normal. also could not be my same norm.
But that's
Majority.
That's the thing.
That's why they
but
base it on majority.
That's the thing though, because even though everybody's majority is different, there is still a common majority. There's still a common majority, and people will still follow that common majority to a degree until it diverts off.
I'm just so weak because like we having this very deep topic about a conversation topic, or we're having a deep conversation about this specific topic that is super outlandish, and it just gives me weak.
Let's switch this up a little bit. I like what y'all saying. Y'all bringing a lot of good stuff up. Malik earlier mentioned financials. How do you guys feel financially?
I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. I can't eat. You got the power to change that, Kev.
I didn't finish my question. But
Yeah, you didn't understand.
well, yes, that, but I was going to reference this more. So, like, do you feel like as you've gotten older, have you learned different financial lessons, or what are the things that you wish you would have? Like for me, like, I wish I would start saving money sooner.
Yes.
Like, I'm doing it more now, but, like, back then I wish that was something I was, like, more aware of, or, like, credit. Bills, management. You feel me? Because that's another big thing that a lot of people have to learn on that time frame. Because a lot of that's that's leading towards, as a lot of older people struggle with, is their financial literacy.
It's funny that you asked that question because it's funny because someone asked me this at work and I was just like, dog, I literally told them, like, straight out, I was like, dog, if I had the power, I would tell my 18-year-old self, dog, whatever little side money that you're about to start, whatever you randomly getting, keep that, hold it, because going back, like, whatever job you do, save it, because look, you do this right, you can have a house and a car by this time, man. You work your cards right. I'm just saying. But I said that, but it's just like, I definitely wish that I had a lot more, like, financial lessons presented to me at a younger age. I definitely wish I would have saved or started saving earlier, or at least started understanding how to, like, put my money in different pots to make it either grow from an investment if I wanted to, or it's just like, if it's like something like a personal thing that I want to do, how much do I need to get that and get that started? So, like, the best example I can give is just like, if I could go back, I would 21-year-old self, hey, look, say you up about this money, get you this laptop, get you this little, get all this little equipment, and get to the video editing, like, get to that, like, because you're gonna end up being somewhere where when you starting this now can get you double what you can get when you hit that point.
Right.
Do you feel like it's too late?
No, I don't feel like it's
never too late.
I don't feel like it's too late. I just know that now. I wish I could have started sooner, but I don't feel like it's too late. I just know now that, like, as I get older, each move starts to become more and more important when it comes to how I handle my money. So it's just like, it's just basically coming, and now it's just like, I find myself like, if I want to do something, okay, is the risk worth the reward that you will get from that, or how, like, what is it, like, how does this impact you long term? That's kind of where I'm starting to, like, I'm still not perfect with it, but that's where I'm starting to shift. I'm starting to shift my brain over to.
Yeah, I was about to say, so it's so crazy to me. I feel like I've actually reversed, because at 21, I was able, because I feel like I had less responsibility. My credit was way better than what it was now. I had a car payment that I was able to easily just dish out, and I paid my rent. I think, let me see, we had moved in July or June, and by August I had my rent paid up to like November, just because I had the money to dish out. But now it seems like, because even with my savings account, I have way more money in my savings account now, but it seems like now it's so crazy that I have more money to dish out because I have, like, more responsibilities, if that makes sense. So it's
more responsibility.
Yeah, fact. So it's
That's
like,
where I'm at right now.
become harder, not harder to discipline myself, but it's harder to save money when all of the money has to go out.
Yes.
And that's my thing. And
That's where I'm at
because,
right now.
like, my parents would
We
tell
don't
me,
make
just
enough
save,
money,
just
too.
save, just save. And I'm like, okay.
That's another, yeah.
It's easier said than done, because
Yeah.
when you gotta pay your phone bill, you gotta pay your Wi-Fi, you gotta pay your rent, you gotta pay for groceries, you gotta get
True.
gas.
I'm making
And
$15 a fucking hour.
and you know,
So,
Just put all of that into perspective. Having to pay all of that and only making so much, you know, and that's even another question in itself. How much money do you have to be making to be able to save effectively?
I don't think it's necessarily save effectively.
there
Do you
is-
feel comfortable, or like do you feel like you could live off of, how people like, can you live off of 10,000 a month? And some people
Yeah.
are like, no. There was a lot of people that said no, and I'm like, y'all tripping, but it depends on your lifestyle.
Yeah, it definitely depends on your
lifestyle.
If you lived in California and you actually like had a career job, that's not shit a month. Cause you gotta think your car and your rent probably $5,000 a month already.
Price of living out there is
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It all depends on who you are with that $10,000 a month. Now us,
The circumstance, yeah, like
$10K a month.
That's great. 16 an hour. You know, we was judging off the $8 an hour here, so it's
At one point, yeah.
Minimum wage need to be 20 now,
But then inflation and everything else goes up.
which is what inflation been happening and we ain't been getting no raises though.
Crazy, right?
They said it's gonna be another recession next year,
I'm actually,
Years happening now.
it's crazy. Right
but they
now.
said it's gonna go in full effect when the new president come in.
And it's funny. It's funny that we're talking about this right now because I'm actually in the middle
Oh,
of.
Biden ain't doing shit.
I'm basically forcing the company that I'm with. I'm forcing their hand. Basically, for the skill set, what they hired me on to do, and the amount that they paid me does not equal the skills that I have acquired and what I am currently doing at the job now. So I have updated my resume. I've sent it to them. Either I've said like, hey, look, this is what I've accomplished in a year with y'all, and this is what my value is not worth what y'all are giving me. Either y'all give me X amount, or I am taking my talent somewhere else.
South Beach.
That's the point. So I'm put because like you said, in that and going back into like everyone's circumstances are different depending on like what they're going through, especially where you're living, because cost of living is definitely different state to state across the country. But in relativeness for Ohio, like in terms of like in me and like where I'm at in Ohio, I need give me 25 an hour to make it work.
25.
I
No.
could make this work.
But 25 an hour plus the fact that it was at least with my job, not only have I updated my resume and acquired this skill set within a year, I got certifications that support that claim. And them certifications, that right, if my experience ain't enough, I got Google and CompTIA A plus telling y'all different.
So let me ask you, so how much are my fault? You better say something?
I know you work for a Fortune 500, so
Nah, I don't work for. That's the thing. I work in the building of a Fortune 500 company. I do not work for that Fortune 500
do
company.
you get benefits? That's my question. Because that is also
Not the benefits I would not the benefits I would if I was with the Fortune 500 company. I have benefits, but they not shit. They get the job done, but they could be better.
okay.
But yeah.
So how much are you? No, for real. Honestly, I didn't start thinking about my benefits until maybe I was probably 25.
That's the time you think about it.
That's around the time. Yeah.
I'm cut off on health insurance.
But I've had multiple jobs that offered benefits, and I was like,
Yeah, 21. I'm like, oh, you know, damn.
You don't think about it. Yeah.
You just don't think about it. That's all. You just don't think about it.
but so how much are you putting away? With you said 25 would get you right?
Yeah.
How much of that? How much are you putting away? Each check.
I'm not making 25 right now.
No.
Hypothetically.
Oh, hypothetically?
Making 25.
Oh.
You can live right.
I wouldn't
struggle. How much you putting in the match?
I would like to put 500 plus away.
That is
500 plus. Right now, my average anywhere from 250 to 350, but I would like to make that 500 plus. Steadily.
Wait a minute. So
That's better than I can. Shoot.
you said that you are saying this 25. You would want to put that away.
I would want to put away more, at least 500. Where I'm at currently,
Yeah. Where you at currently? How much are you?
If you don't mind disclosing that.
No, that's fine. Averaging currently right now on a good week, 175.
That's still better than me.
See,
That's way better than me.
Each check.
Consistently say not total.
But it don't matter though, because our point is that that's more than what we get.
Right.
Compared to me, I'm probably out of my check, I'm putting $25 to $50 away.
Fact.
And that is all. Like, if I put some more away, I'm fucked up a little bit. I might not do it here.
But
that also falls on what do you want to live without. You have to make sacrifices if you want to do stuff like that. But
Sometimes you might have to hold off on that new game. Or like for me, I got to hold off on shoes or something. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's what I don't have to do.
you know.
Okay, and now you see, now you bring another.
So
How many jobs do you just...
it takes to sustain life.
But how many jobs does a black man in America need?
I got
to
2.5 right now.
that variable
Just to keep your head above water. That's
I'm
crazy.
not even doing that. That's what's crazy. I'm still drowning. But another
Wow.
story.
But I think even to that question, that variable is still, you can't have like a set answer because again, everybody's circumstances is different. Like their placement in the world is different. So if you wanted to give an average, you could someone might say, oh, maybe 2.5. You know, the weird ass shit. But I mean, we're consistent. Like I know people that can live. I know people that live a comfortable life off of just doing like contract jobs, like side shit. Like for some people, they don't need have a job. Like they know how to get out the mud themselves, and they figured out a system to where they make their money independently or however they do, and they good.
Yeah.
That's all I say. Like my parents might have one job, but they making it. They make it happen.
The key is the first part of what you just said. How I grew up. That is the key. That is the key. Because everybody, it's just like it's what you're seeing, but it's just like it's one of those concepts where you want to give it like a set, like this is it. This is the set average, or this is the set default standard. But there are just some things in life that you can't set a standard or default to because it's circumstantial.
To an extent, though.
To an extent,
because
though.
it's like
To
one
an
of those
extent, though.
things to where, okay, I seen this growing up, so that just means I want to go even harder. So that can inspire you to achieve greater than that.
Talk about
but
it.
with that being said, that also can place unreal expectations because you wonder why, like once you get to the age, so like I'm still younger than my parents were when they had me, but I'm just thinking like, dang, at this time, they was on something totally different compared to what I am and how life is now.
And their life is now because life was different for them.
Way
back then.
different.
You know what I'm saying? It was
Cost of
different
living is
time,
not the
cost of-
same.
There was a lot of different shit. So, last thing I want to ask you, gentlemen, before we wrap this up, because it's been a really good discussion. If you guys would like
We can make a part two. I was about to say we can make a
this,
part
we can
two.
definitely do an update because this is a really good conversation. The last thing I want to ask you, gentlemen, before we end this is, if you can, your current self now can talk to yourself when you were turning 20. What is one thing that you would tell yourself?
Don't buy all that bullshit. Keep it in your mattress, young man. Don't need to spend it. Put it away.
First of all, the drive that you had to save that money for capital is the same drive you need to have to save that money for everything else. That's number one. Number two, McDonald's is not your only option. You could go to several jobs and get the same amount of hours and make more money. Because I think about that all the time. I slaved in McDonald's 12 hours a day to save that money.
Oh, man.
And I did it. I was, bro, I'm talking on the grill. The middle was hot. 12 o'clock, lunch rush. Heat, scrubbing. I was like, bro, I gotta get back out. You feel me? And that same drive that I had for that, if I would have had that same drive for fucking, if I would have had that same drive when I would have went to DHL, I would have made so much more money.
Yeah. You would have really,
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'd have been up. So, yeah, but, you know, he lives in
Battle.
Shoot. When I was 20, let me think. Where was I at 20? It's I would say more so. I would say. Do not go visit NKU as often as I did. Actually,
Story time part 3 coming up another layer. Soon. Story time part 3 soon.
actually like make steps to progress as opposed to being just sitting and living in my situation. And yeah, probably to do more with what you have.
Being a lot more proactive, to say the least.
Productive and proactive, because I was taking that time basically just like, I don't got no responsibility, I'm young, I could do whatever I want, so I'm just getting that freedom bug out. But like I should have kept my mindset when I was like a little bit younger than that, which was more so focus on your priorities, make sure your bills paid, and try to save what you can.
But what bills do you really have at 19 and 20?
A lot. So how did so
Situation. Depending on the situation.
So personally, I haven't had a fully active parent since I was like 14.
Okay.
So that's a lot of bills that I have to keep myself afloat. So if I want to eat, food is a huge bill.
That is a
Bro,
fact.
don't get me started on the price of a case of water.
Man.
$5 a case?
Eggs like damn near $6 a carton. But yeah, that's how I would talk to myself, or at least give some tips on what's going on now. Like, hey yo, hop on that. Hop on that. Look up Uber.
Definitely.
Bitcoin.
Hey, yo, definitely. Hey, listen. You gonna learn about this shit called weed, my guy.
Okay.
Ease up, my brother. Ease up. First and foremost, but definitely second, really, don't give up on NKU as quick as you did. I definitely think if I had like put more effort into when I was there,
That
I
too.
could have propelled myself in the direction that I want to go to a lot earlier, and I could have made a lot more progress. But hindsight's a bitch.
Yeah.
And that's what I would tell myself at 20. It's at 20.
If you had one,
About that
if you had one wish, shit,
You know what I'm saying?
put me back in my shoes at that age. Nah, well, with the knowledge I know now,
Junior year.
I'd be rich.
20 years off.
It's like, well, yeah, sophomore, junior. I would say for myself, don't put too much pressure on yourself. You can still get a job even though you have locks. That was one thing I used to be tripping about a lot back then, for sure. I was like, you don't have to give up your identity or your individuality to be somewhere that you might want to be at. And the biggest thing is probably don't let other people make you feel like you're not doing enough. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of goes back to the pressure thing.
Don't let other people like influence how you feel about yourself and how you think about things. How you
Yeah, it was like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I used to beat myself up a lot about that, or just like the expectation of like, you have to be better than your parents because your parents built you for this, and it's like, bro, like that kind of like zoned me out a lot of times, but like, cause it like had all eyes on me. It's like I have to, cause I'm looked at as a promised child almost. It was like,
I'm saying.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
The
damn,
one who's
bro,
supposed
like,
to make
God,
it.
I'm still figuring this out, but it's your own journey. Just go about it, and don't be afraid to pick up new hobbies. I'll probably say that. Don't be afraid to pick up new hobbies.
Like crack.
Because like roller skating, because you actually really love it, and you may not realize how much you like it.
Oh God, roller skating is.
But yeah. This has been a great episode. I must say, this is a very good one
right here.
I know we all use our usual format. We have another one of that coming soon, but we wanted to switch it up, and I did not think this one topic will get us this far. We can definitely come back to this and revisit this, or switch it up in another way. But with that being said, that is our closing thoughts, and they're going to be our final answers. So we will catch. Nah, this is a deeper subject. You got your bars off.
You did get your bars off.
You want to talk crazy. That's what you want to do. Save it.
It's been another episode of 4.
You already know.
Like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Malik normally says this, but if you're in the Cincinnati area, QCR, we do Monday night, Smash Bros, game nights. Summer is coming up, spring is coming up. We hope to see a lot of you guys when we're outside.
April, we'll be hosting, I didn't mean to cut you off, Halo tournament.
Awesome.
So if y'all in the Halo community,
Bring Call of Duty and then you got me.
Okay.
All right, look.
We'll recommend it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Cool. Other than that, the 4 of us signing out. Catch y'all next time.